Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shelly. Welcome. I am 63 years old and I live in Central Florida. And today's hot topic is gonna be about when you wanna be left alone. Now, what does that mean, right? Okay, what that means for me, I mentioned in a previous video, I never get time alone. And I'm talking never. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had even an hour, 2 hours to myself. You know, even when I do these videos, like there's someone right outside the door, right? My grandson's over there, I don't get time alone ever to decompress or just kind of be alone with my thoughts, right? I saw an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond once. It was so funny. Deborah's sitting on the couch and she's crying and Ray is looking through the window like, oh my God, what's wrong, And in the end, she says, I just want a good cry sometimes. I just want to be alone and cry. And I mean, I don't want to cry, but I'm never alone. I've either got people on the phone, people at my door, my grandkids, my children, my husband is retired. I'm retired. And he had a stroke last year. I am never alone. Never. Like, I can't remember. So is it selfish to want an hour to myself, 2 hours, anything, just go for a drive, just sit outside, I'm not like, oh, I'm so popular. It's like, no, it's not like that. You know how it is, moms and grandmas, our kids need something, our husband needs something, laundry needs to be done and dishes and cooking and and groceries. And, it's always something, right? Got to pay the bills. Oh, what appointments do we have coming up? And it's always something. And I am hyper conscious and aware that someday all that noise will stop and I will miss it. And I'll tell you how I know that. My mom used to say to me, like, it would be chaotic at her house. I'd be like, oh my God, Mom, how do you take all this chaos? All the grandkids, And she would smile at me and she'd say, I love it. She said, I love the chaos. And she said, you know what, Shelly? Someday all the noise is going to stop and I'm going to miss it. And it did. The chaos stopped, The grandkids got older and we all did our own thing and we moved and she felt, she was never really lonely. Like, my mom, we visited and stuff, but the chaos will stop someday. And I know I'm going to miss it, but for now, I don't get 10 minutes. I mean, even in the shower, I'm not kidding. I'll have my grandson screaming at me through the door or my husband, hey babe, through the door in the shower. And I feel selfish sometimes, right? I feel selfish because I just want to be alone. Like, I'm like, you should go visit your brother. Why don't you go visit your daughters, To my husband, like, I can't imagine what it would be like to have a day to myself. Like, I don't even know if I'd be able to stand myself. I mean, what do I do with myself? I'm alone. I might just sit and watch YouTube, right? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't get any time alone. There's always something, and I do feel selfish sometimes or guilty because I want that time, and I know the day will come when I will be alone and I don't want to be alone anymore. But I also know that right now I get zero alone time. I'm doing laundry, cooking, cleaning, on the phone. It's always something or, something or someone. And does that mean, and how do you get that time alone, right? Just tell everyone, it's the truth. The other day I got 18 calls from 9:30 a.m. till 12 noon. I'm not even kidding, 18 phone calls. Now, and people say, well, just don't pick it up. Well, when my children call or my grandchildren, my best friend, I pick up. Because what if it's an emergency, right? It'll be that one time you don't pick up and holy moly, right? It was important. And if it's the doctor's office or this or that, I always pick up. I chronically pick up the phone. And I never shut that phone off. People say, oh, just shut it off and walk away. That might be an option, right? That's probably something I should look at. Just shut my phone down, like when I'm journaling or when, just sit alone for an hour with my thoughts, But my husband's home. I don't get those alone thoughts, you know, God love him. He's at the door. He's right there. He's, you know, and that's okay. I'm not, you know, mad about that or anything. I would just really enjoy just peace, just a little bit like little quiet time. You know, maybe once a week. Just that really decompress time, just to really think. You know, I go to bed late and I get up early and I just don't get time alone. I'm an insomniac, postmenopausal insomniac. I'm sure that some of you ladies can relate to that. And any symptom you can get post-menopause, this girl has it. I get the migraines, I get the insomnia, I get the anxiety, I get, you name it. This girl, this girl got everything. I met a lady who said to me, "Oh, you know, yeah, I went into menopause and didn't even notice my life didn't change." I was like, I hate you. Like, she had no menopausal symptoms at all. Yeah, that's not me. I got like a million of them. So anyway, so how do you guys get your alone time? What do you do to find that time just for you? I mean, how do you carve it out? I can tell you right up front, I'm not the person to sit at the movies alone. I don't like that. I won't sit at a restaurant alone. Um, you know, by alone time, I guess for me, what alone time looks like for me is being alone in my room, maybe journaling, or alone in my house, nobody around, it's quiet. I am a crazy homebody. My family and friends will tell you, like, they can't blast me out of this house. And I hate it, you know. I do like being alone at home. I'm not that person who goes and sits in the park, and I'm not that person who sits in a restaurant alone. That's just not me. I don't know why, you know, I'll sit on the back porch alone. I'll sit out in the sun alone, but I am not the person who wants to be away from my home alone. You know, that's just how I am. So what would you guys suggest? Like, how do you get that alone time? How do you carve that out? How do you, you know, I can't tell my husband to leave the house, you know. Maybe I go in my room, shut the door, and tell him, hey, just give me an hour unless it's an emergency. I guess that's a thought, you know. But yeah, what do you guys do to get that decompression time, that alone time that most moms and grandmas never seem to get? And then when we do get it, it's deafening, the quiet. But for now, I wouldn't mind a little quiet, right? Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. I would take any advice on that because I haven't found any answers yet. So what a surprise. No. Anyway, thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.